Hey, evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this. We are together for about an hour. We will try not to get over this 60 minutes, but with all this hands-on, we can sometimes go 5-10 minutes beyond. Today's session is about deploying generative AI agent for your day-to-day work in production. So today it's not only DataStax workshop. We are partnering with Glean, and today coming all the way from Glean, I have with me Jessica. Can you please introduce yourself? What are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely, Cedric. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this webinar. We're so excited you're here and you're going to see some amazing demos that Cedric has put together. I'm Jessica, the product lead for structured data at Glean, which is basically our ability to talk to databases, BI tools, SaaS apps, and do data analysis. And prior to this, I started a company in the business observability space and was a founding engineer at Instabase and helped build data prep solutions. So very excited for the rest of this hour.
Nice. Thank you, Jessica. So as you saw on the screen, we put our handles, so Twitter, X, GitHub, and LinkedIn. So, feel free to join our network. It's always great to have new friends. Letting a few seconds. So me, I'm Cedric Lunven. I'm a software engineer at DataStax. I've been there for 6 years. You know me by now. So here you see the GitHub, LinkedIn, and X handle as well. So what I'm doing, I'm a software developer, mostly on Java, even if today I will do Python with you guys. I can do that as well time to time. So I'm also an open source contributor for years. I have my own framework called FF4J, and I'm contributing to some AI frameworks lately. So LangChain 4J, so Java version of LangChain, and Spring AI. All right. So today, what do we do? It's a live stream, so you can interact with us. It's live. You can do all kind of that joke. Maybe we will not read them live, but we will see them and smile. So it's live. Please use it, interact with us. You have a chat icon on the right, Q&A. We will not run any polls during this 1 hour. But yeah, if you have any question, please ask. You don't have to do the demo with us, even if we will give you all the materials for free to run them. Stay with us. It's an hour, relax, chill out. We'll demo cool stuff. So just follow up, ask question, and learn, and also have fun. So as I told, it's a live, all right? But it's also a technical session, okay? It's more than a webinar. I like to say it's more like technical session, technical hands-on. So as a companion, we have a link, we have a GitHub repo where you can find all the code, all the notebooks, also the slides. Sometimes people are asking about the slides. They're there in GitHub. If you stay with us up to the end, we will actually play an interactive game when you can play and see your name on the screen. It's just 5 questions, and if you answer fast, you get the more points, and you win the game. So, funny way to end the session. So here it is on all the materials on GitHub. You have everything you need. Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, so today, what are we building? So today we are talking about Agentic AI. And to do Agentic AI, you're leveraging something called RAG, Retrieval-Augmented generation. So on your day-to-day, there is a good chance that now you are using Gemini or ChatGPT, Anthropic, Claude, Mistral, and all those fantastic LM tools that you like. You ask question and they do your work for you. It's fine. But those are quite limited. They are limited in a number of ways. And to use them efficiently, you first need to know a little bit of something called prompt engineering, where you will structure your question in a way that it will be easier to understand by this technology to get you the proper results. So that's a first improvement you can do on your day-to-day journey with those tools. But it's not enough. They also are limited. They do not know about your data. They are limited. They have something called a cut-off date. So if you ask something about what's happened yesterday, by default, they have no clue and they cannot answer you. So you need to augment those tools with more data coming from your document, data coming from API available here and there, or data coming from maybe your database. So this is what we'll discuss about today. Show you how to interact with those technology, but mostly on your data. And so when we say that, it's mostly the retrieval process. What you ask a question, the question is transformed into a vector. This vector is compared to the rest of the knowledge base in a way or another. And when the LLM gets you back the result, it will leverage on context and data I was able to retrieve for your knowledge base. And the knowledge base can be multiple things. Today, we will talk to you about a vector database. That's one way to do a knowledge base. But you can also have a index, a working index. So a technology can actually handle all the knowledge base for you. You don't have to care. And this is where you will see that Glean can help you with your day-to-day work, because they will handle all the knowledge base for you. But you know what? Jessica will tell me way better about this Glean component and index than me. So I will leave her the floor.
Thanks, Cedric. If you can go to the next slide, I can.
Sure.
Thank you. So what is Glean? Glean is the leading work AI platform that brings work AI for everyone in your company. So what it does is it connects and understands all of your enterprise data so everyone can find information, generate trusted answers, and automate all their work that is grounded in your own company's knowledge. In the next slide, we'll see what Glean does, just to peel back the covers a little bit so you understand the different stack. Glean was purpose-built to bring cutting-edge AI to the workplace. So we start from the bottom. We have the best-in-class infrastructure options, AWS, GCP, personal cloud, so you can run it wherever you want. We have over 100 connectors that look at each and every single one of your company's data sources. And on top of that, what we can do is very interesting things like a governance engine. So we can map and enforce all your information privileges down to the user and document level and give you auditing tools to ensure that sensitive data is used as intended. Then on top of that, we build an enterprise knowledge graph. So that maps the relationships that connect your company's content, people, activity, and that boosts personalization and relevancy. On top of that, what we can do is AI-powered search. So we've built state-of-the-art a proprietary hybrid search that combines both vector-based search and traditional keyword-based methods, so you can find the most relevant information to yourself. We have some semantic models that will learn from your company's data, and you don't need to fine-tune even for any vertical-specific use cases. We're LLM agnostic, so you can use the best and the latest in the market or your homegrown options as well. And as a user, how do you actually interact with this? So you can interact with Glean through a generative AI assistant. So that leverages Glean's powerful search and RAG technology to ensure that your LLMs are serving the most relevant, up-to-date information to answer queries. All of your answers are going to be secure, private, permissions aware, and fully referenceable back to source documentation through extensive citations. And this is what is really important, and I'm very excited to, for the Databricks DataStax collaboration for. And the other thing that you can do is there's a lot of other interfaces like apps, APIs, prompt libraries, and you'll see in a minute how you can connect all your DataStax data and actually use that within Glean to surface the best answers for yourself.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. So let's see how you can use all this nice stack to do your work for you even more. I forgot to mention. So I talked about a GitHub repo just a few minutes ago, and I forgot to share that. So I'm now sharing in the chat. So we are live, but we are live on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Crowdcast. And so what we actually monitor the most is the chat on Crowdcast. So if you want better interactivity, this is where you actually have a look. Okay. So Jessica told you about this platform that will hold your data, actually connect also to a lot of data with a lot of connectors. You don't have to worry about, let's say, you want all your Google Drive to end up in your semantic search. Glean will do that for you. So here I will talk about the other part of today, which is the DataStax platform again, and how this DataStax platform will integrate in both ways with Glean. So if you know a little bit DataStax, we have been around for since 2011, and we are known for building and the Apache NoSQL databases and all the drivers very into the NoSQL database world. Then we get all that knowledge to build a SaaS platform, DB as a service, namely called Astra DB. Then we added multiple components in this SaaS platform. So not only a database, but also a streaming service leveraging Apache Pulsar. And lately, about 18 months ago, we really switched into AI. So Cassandra database itself moved to AI vector store. Not only doing that, but that's one of the things. And also providing a real tool to build AI application now. So it's not only the database, we also have the orchestrator to help you do your AI applications, connecting multiple apps like Glean. So we call in all-in-one real-time AI managed platform, where you see in the middle again the Cassandra Pulsar, which is Cassandra the database, Pulsar the streaming system, Langflow is the new tool I will present to help you drag and drop and build a pipeline for AI. And that's all the components. Okay, so we call that the AI platform, so platform as a service with the 3 module. We've integrate with a lot of different components as well, different LLMs, different agents, different technology. And we have partners again like Glean, where we actually connect, build the connector, and make sure systems are working well together, running on all these clouds, but also on-premise for some part and Kubernetes. We signed a pretty strong partnership with NVIDIA. If you look at our news like 2 weeks ago, now we are exposing and showing NVIDIA component in Langflow, our tools to build AI pipelines. So pretty exciting. And though we orchestrate your AI with agent, prompt, tools model, vector store, embeddings, helpers, and we will show a bunch of that today. Okay, enough with the talks. I would say enough with the talks, but this one is something we like to show, right? Let's look at the latest foreigner wave regarding vector store and DataStax, very at the top right-hand corners. So our vision, it's recognized, and we actually perform well with that vector store. All right. So now we describe each piece. So now let's do Lego work and connect all those pieces together with a nice flow. So for today, we will start with a data set in a Hugging Face. This is what you probably do a lot when you start learning about AI. You find your data set in Kaggle and in Hugging Face. So we use that. We will use also a LLM. So for today, we will use OpenAI, ChatGPT. Some other weeks we are using Gemini and Vertex AI. Switch 1 week over another. Just here using OpenAI this week. This is the DataStax AI platform as a service, where today we will show you 2 components, the database and Langflow, and the Glean platform, where we'll use where we'll see the 3 pieces. So the portal, where you see the assistant and the search engine. So 2 components that Jessica presented, but also the component that help you interact with the rest of the world. The connectors, the indexing API, and the search API. So what I will show and demo today is mostly those component interaction. Okay. So the first things you may want to do is take your Hugging Face dataset and put it into a database, ingesting the data. So this is what I put here as a big one in red. And to do the ingestion, multiple ways. One is to use Python code, and I will show you code in a notebook. Another one is to use the user interface, and I will also do that. Okay. Any questions so far? 15 minutes in, and you will see code. So that's good. I think we're doing good. Okay, I see no question. Let's keep moving. All right. Here, the GitHub repo I shared, I told you, you get the notebook there, you get the code that I'm using, you get the components, and also the step-by-step instruction how to rebuild the demo I'm doing. The dataset I want to use in Hugging Face. So here I go to my Hugging Face, my organization DataStax. I'm going into my datasets, and here the Glean integration demo is the file I'm having, and I'm using the here the viewer if is happy and see. So here we have structured data. Okay, so structured, you have all these columns and items you want to retrieve. If your data isn't structured, let's say your data is a PDF or data is any type of document or in the Google Drive or search on internet, Glean have everything already to connect there, get all the data from there and use it in their index and search. What we try to show you today is how you can work with data that is structured, and you will have to rework a little bit to make it fit in those systems. So here you see that CSV with different columns. So it's a ticket system coming from, you can think about a Jira ticket where you get, I do have an issue. It's a technical issue. That's the subject of the issue. And this is the description. I'm struggling because X, Y, Z. So multiple fields could be useful for the search, but it's not easy to manipulate. All right. So we can, okay, it seems like I do have the UR full screen. Can I simply go to the file? So this is my CSV file over there. And I see, can I just download that file? Copy download link. Let's see if I can download this file. Hey, and save it locally. Okay, let me save that file. All right, so that file is saved somewhere on my machine. I will eventually reuse it. But here now, let's open the notebook. So the notebook is over there in the first link in the GitHub repo. So you see open in Collab. So here my notebook, open in Collab. And in the beginning, I put some reminders. We want to move data from Hugging Face into Astra DB. So let's have an Astra DB first, right? Because, yeah, obvious. So here it's explaining you how using the Astra user interface that you have here, that you can go to database, create a database, get a name, choose where you want your data to live. You see all clouds are available, a lot of region across the world, depending on when you are. But it's free for a long time. You can run multiple millions of queries per month for free. So you have some credit that is renewed every month, and you can use quite a lot of credit every month. The free tier is pretty generous. Here, I already created a database called Glean-DataSource, and my database is actually now running. You see that it has the vector type, and this is the endpoint to how to connect to this database, and this is a token to which stand for my credentials to connect to the system. Okay, so screening. So here This is exactly what I was talking you about. This is my token. This is here what I'm doing. And here, yep, I get my Astra token. Okay. All right. I will come back to Glean in a moment. Right now, we are moving from Hugging Face into Astra. So then pip install, installing a bunch of component over here. The good part is I already have stuff inserted. So if cells make too long to run, not a big deal. I already have the output. So it will install a bunch of stuff, including datasets. So dataset is really the library you are using to move from Hugging Face to somewhere else with load dataset. AstraPy, which is the Python library to connect to Astra. Panda to play a little bit with data frames, and python.env to use environment variable. Speaking of which, here's some environment variables. And you know what? I will probably just open a terminal over here, and I don't want you to see what I'm doing because I will copy my token. That needs to be super secure. So this is here. Oh, what is doing? Is installed, but it's a pips resolver. Okay, Panda is not happy, but it should work despite that. Should be fine with those. Okay, I will enter a few things like my token. You want the API endpoint. Remember, it's over there. I just need to copy that. Okay, that's my API endpoint. And I should be good to go. So here I'm initializing a Python client to connect to this database, all right? And using the endpoint. So here, let's go. Okay, you are connected. And here what I'm doing, I'm creating a store, something to save my data. So here it's called Customer Collab. And I will create this collection with an embedding provider attached to it. So, you know, when you work with all this technology, you need to get the data to be transformed as vector, the vector to be saved. Here, Astra is doing all that for you. So you create your collection. So here it's created. And here, if you look at my collection, you see I have customer collab support and demo. So here, if I go to my Astra UI, I also have my customer support demo and customer collab collection. And here what I'm doing after that is loading the dataset. See, just with load dataset, putting the dataset into a data frame and showing you a little bit about what is there. So this is what we tend to do, right? When the data is structured, we are working with a data frame to get the column we want and shape what we want. And so here I do have a loop that will go over each row of my data frame. We'll pick the column I want and save those into my collection. Okay, that's the import part where I, it will take a while to start ingesting. So see, I do have about 10,000 rows in that file, 8K rows, and it's going, it's moving, and it's actually loading. The first operation was to delete many, and now it's loading. So if I go here to my customer collab collection and try to do a refresh, eventually we will see that the number will increase. So I now have 300 records saved, and yeah, it's keep moving. So yeah, now I do have 550. Yeah, you got the idea. So we import using Hugging Face load dataset, connect to Astra, move the data as a data frame, and save the data frame. And if you look at the data inserted, and I did not lie to you, so not only we do have the ticket description, but we also have out of the box the vector, which is actually the encoded version of the data that we need to do some similarity search. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Something else you can do actually is going into, let me create a new collection and say live live collection. Let's do that. Okay, I'm creating collection. I'm using all the defaults. And in that collection, I will try to do the same with no code. So here, during the time collection, I see a collection. Do we have a question? Do we have a URL for a demo sandbox where we can dump some of our PDF and OpenAI Gemini key to see if the Glean RG system provide a better, different answer? So and for the Astra part, I can actually show you that you can just get load data, set that the data you want to load is a PDF, click your PDF and click load data, and your PDF is there. For Glean, in the Glean user interface, you can simply pull a document and it will be part of the indexing. But we don't have a sandbox for free for Glean for you out of the blue. So here, what I wanted to show you is how to import a CSV file. Remember this guy that we just downloaded from Hugging Face? If I try to say, so here I have data preview. It's the same data set as Hugging Face, okay, no surprise. And I will simply pick this ticket description. It is actually the field I will need to vectorize. And here I'm loading the data. And so without any code, I'm doing the same thing as the Python script, loading for Hugging Face and pulling that and have my vector store populated. Okay, I saw that Jessica covered the question as well. That's great. All right, so things are moving. We are loading the data. And with that, we kind of completed step one, which is move the data from Hugging Face to a database. We use two ways to do it. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. We have a lot to cover, and it was just ingestion. But at the same time, in the AI world, ingesting could take a lot of time, and this is why those tools could be useful for you. All right. So once the data is in this database, you may want to build your AI pipeline. And to build the AI pipeline, I already gave you the name Langflow, which is the tools to build those pipeline. Okay, so I think slide. It's better if I show you what it does. So what I wanted to show you now is in the second component called Langflow, I would like to do some AIs, and I would like this AI solution to talk to OpenAI, to talk to Astra Vector, and to talk to Glean as well. So if I move back here, I will now, instead of going to Astra DB, I will go to Langflow. Second part of the, let me close that. Second part of the UI. And here I do have a default chatbot. So here there is a chat input, a prompt. So the very basic prompt, okay, nothing special. Asking the OpenAI your question and getting the output. And to build that, I went there and say, oh, I need an input. Let's drag text input, provide some value, plug that input to the next component. It's as simple as that, and then you can simply save. So here I can remove this component. You know, super easy to do, right? So you chain your component and say, oh, that's a chatbot. Do you want to use it? Yeah, click playground. And now you have a chatbot. And you can ask, what is the capital of France? I don't know. So this one will hopefully get me a result. With OpenAI, all right, that's what you do with OpenAI. But if you say, who is Alyssa Brown, which is one of the customer, actually the first customer in the list. If I go back to the viewer here, Alyssa Brown is one customer that raised a ticket. But in DataFlow, in Langflow here, I don't have any component attached to this data yet. So if I say with Alyssa Brown, it will likely hallucinate. Yeah, that's a cool demo. I say it's hallucinate, but the reality, it's I'm sorry, I don't know. Yeah, that's nice little AI. All right. So to get better at it, I move back to my here screen, and instead of moving from the default chatbot, I will put something in the middle. So now I still ask my question over here to OpenAI. So here it is. I still have my input at the beginning. So here it is. But this time I will say, okay, so your question, you will try to get the result from Astra DB. You will target the customer support, which is the collection or customer collab. But you know what? I would like to be sure that it's fully loaded. Yeah, it's coming very soon. So yeah, should be fine, right? So we are keep loading that collection. So here I'm loading the collection and I say, okay, your question, get some information there, parse the data, put the data in the prompt. And now if you go look at the prompt, you get the question, which is the user question, but you also get the context, which is the data retrieved from the database. Okay, so that's where the RAG piece is coming from. And now it's zoom in and my AU screen does not want to zoom out. That's the great part of the demo. Can I? Okay, here you go. And so here play around again. And if I ask the same question, so what is the problem? Who is Alisa Brown? So yeah, maybe we'll get a better result, maybe not. It's live, it's not a recorded demo, so that's totally expected live. Oh, and now I get that client, blah, 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 not authenticated. Let's see about that stuff. Yep, should still be fine over here. Yeah, that's Astra vectorized, model embedded. Yeah, not sure what I got these for. Yes, not sure. You know what? Let me try here with a token and try again. So save and place. Okay. And here is Alisa Brown. I will not do, okay, building error, performing search, metadata. Oh, I see what's, oh yeah. I know what's there, okay. I know right there. So I know what's happening. Yeah, he was looking for one field in particular that it does not find. So what I can do is just run that. See, I will run the thing that is looking for, but that command should take a few minutes. So now if I re-ask the question, I'm using the proper collection now, customer collab, which is the one that is actually being built with the proper token that I now provide. And here for 8s, okay, not sure why. Yeah, this time I'm sure it's okay, but I will move on. It should totally be there. So now he has the proper token, he has the proper collection. Collection got the information. It's just taking time to complete. That's fine. I will come back that after this command is complete, should be okay. Okay, last piece. So what I just did was using something called RAG, whereas retrieve the data coming from the Astra vector store. But what if I want to do agentic? Agentic is to go beyond RAG, getting some information outside of just the vector store. And to do that, this time when you build an agent and not more a simple chatbot, here you need some tools, okay? So here, and the tools here I'm using is the Glean Search API. So at DataStax, we have a lot of our content in Glean. So all our Google Drive, Gmail, and different Jira, Slack, all those are indexed and part of the Glean index. So Glean is doing all the aggregation for us. Everything is a single place. I don't need to connect to multiple places. It's there for me. And all this information, part of the index, is available through the search API. So if I get you back to this screen. Here you see I'm in Langflow and I want to use the search API to get all the information I can find from Glean, and Glean has already indexed me a lot of stuff. So here it's not a vector store, it's an API I'm calling. So it's something called function calling or tool calling. This is where actually the Agentic AI is coming from. It's going beyond RGs, calling API, and based on the result was produce a result. Okay, so here it is. I can now go to the playground. So input into Glean to enrich the information into the Glean search API. Here you see the URL. I'm using the stuff into an agent, into the output. So here, if I ask again, what is DataStax holiday policy? So I need to be careful here because it's plugged to DataStax. So if I'm asking how much I pay, yeah, you will smile, right? So it's a real thing. So I need to be careful, right? It knows more about me than me. Okay. Okay, little. Okay, all right. And so Laura include the data's holiday calendar, which outline holiday and time of leave collection. And if I don't know if you can spot it, but if you look at my bottom, at the very bottom of my screen, I see that it's actually linking directly into the seed.google.com/datastax.com. And here on the intranet, here it's on the Jira, here it's on the Google Calendar. So see, here from that result, I have the data coming from three different sources, part of DataStax, and Glean did that for me. So that's called Agentic AI or function calling when it comes to using all that great index that Glean built and available as a search API. And now, because I don't like to lie, that command is finished. So let's insist and go to that stuff that was not fully happy. And if I want again to ask about this Alistair Brown, now you know it. So let's see if he's happy now. Okay. Okay. No error, but he's still not happy to see who is Alicia Brown. Still, I can assure you that if I go to the Astra DB, it will be there. Okay. We stay a little bit much in the Astra and DataStax only component, where I move from Hugging Face into Astra, then use Langflow to interact with everything. Now, what if I want to get the data already there into Glean and have a unified way to process my data into Glean, including structured data, something coming from external system or external file like I did. Here it's a bit mocking because I'm using a data set coming from Hugging Face, but you on your day-to-day job, you probably have some middleware holding their own databases with data that is valuable to you that you cannot really search with an LLM. You need to extract all those to do something about it. Well, this is where the indexing API is coming in place from Glean. So they expect you to push your structured data into something called a data source. And then later on, when you search into Glean, some data will come out of the data source you picked. So let's see if we can do that. So that's my Astra vector store, that's Glean. All right, and to do it, I will now use my notebook, keep going, but now pushing from Astra into Glean. So if I go back to my notebook, moving on and checking the time, we good. So here, if I want to check the thing that is in data bay, it's over there. So my product has been loaded. So here now, what I'm doing, I'm I will use some environment variables like the Glean, Glean customer, Glean data source, Glean username, all that. Hopefully it's already provided. I will stay like that because it seems to be there. If it's not, I will reprovide them again. Okay, but okay. Okay. Yeah, the question is, do I have my Glean token handy? If not, I should be fine. Okay, so now let's see if it does have the info. Yeah, if not, okay, what is setting? Blah, 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 blah. Glean client is not happy because, of course, it does not have that. Okay, now the question is, do I have my Glean token there in a way that you can't see it? Should not be needed. What I will not just click run because it's already in Glean. So here I will create a data source. So if you remember this schema, before pushing data into Glean, you need to set a data source. So as an admin, you create a data source and you can actually limit the visibility of this data source. And when you create the data source, you describe what data you want to put in. Remember, it's structured data, not full text search like we did before. So here you say that's the object type of these item. You create a data source. And then, so here I'm just describing my data source. So here I'm using something called Astra DB collection data source. And this is where I'm doing my second loop, where I will pick all the item in my database and use this function to push my document into Glean. So here I do have my document in Astra. I'm retrieving the properties, the customer name, product purchase, ticket description. So remember, those are all the properties we imported together. So here, vectorize customer name. Let me hide. Can I hide this? Yeah, customer name, customer age. So here, what I want to index is the ticket description, obviously, but also the customer name, the customer email, because those information could be valuable when you do a search. So here, what I'm doing for the body text, so something I will search into Glean, I'm concatenating multiple fields here to, is the search, and here I invoke this function part of the indexing API called index document request. I did not invent everything. It's part of the Glean client. So the Glean Glean team provide you some a Python client to use those APIs. So I simply have to instantiate the proper class, put my attributes for my object definition, and was able to say permission, allow anonymous access, and simply call document.indexDocument. That's really quite easy. I just have to shape my request and push the request where I want to go. Okay, so you saw that I already ran that. And you also saw that I got this little error making me asking where is my Glean token, but not a big deal. The data is already pushed into Glean. So now I can move into the latest part of the demo, which is the Glean portal. The data is pushed to my data source, so I should be able to use it there. So here, if I go to the Glean portal, so I need to be careful again. It's live demo here. If I go to home, you can see all kind of stuff coming from my G calendar or Slack, or it's really connected to everything. And I can testify on a day-to-day basis. It's super useful. You are looking for a document, just go there and use it to get all information regarding one topic, crossing Slack, Google Docs, Drive, and different kind of source. So yeah, I can testify it's working pretty well. Okay, so here instead, just want to use the assistant. So as we would do with ChatGPT again, and here I will filter. So those are all the data source that are connected in the Astra realm and enabled for me. So Slack, I told you, Google site, you saw with the Astra, with the DataStax holiday policy, Drive, our product documentation if we want to help our customer. Confluent, it's our wiki, some different data source that I created programmatically based on different store item. So here what I want to do is just focus on this Astra DB collection data source. It is the one we created over there. So this is what I just want to filter on that and say, here I'd say, who is Alyssa Brown again? I didn't have a lot of success with just the RAG database. So let's see with who is Alyssa Brown? What is her issue? So let's see. Okay, so now it's way better, right? So now it's not only RAG, you have the component that, so the assistants will get me a result with the source, where it's coming from, give me that's an individual who raised a ticket regarding a network problem with their Nintendo Switch. And if I go over here and try to search for Alyssa Brown over there, actually it's the first lady over there, you see that she had a network problem, and it was, we say it's a fake it data. How can a 67 lady play with a Nintendo Switch, right? Nah, just kidding. No, but actually you saw that it's the proper data and actually formatted in a way that it's super useful to explore for me. And I even have a link to go to the ticket system if it was a real ticket. So very handy. Instead of looking all over the place, Glean can aggregate data coming from all kind of work environments available for you to use. Okay, and with that, 10 minutes left. So I think we did pretty good on the time. I saw, okay, people are answering question here, so we all good. All right, so that part when you can use the assistant, when you can insert engine, that's all the Glean portal with all those pieces. Okay, do you want to play a game? Okay, did you pay attention during the session? So it seems like we will end of time, but we still have a few minutes to play a little game with 5 questions. So as I said in the beginning, simple, funny way to interact with us. And at the end, I will share more links. So like the GitHub repo, like and more data, more links to know more about Glean and DataStax. But for now, hey, open your phone, scan the QR code, or go to menti.com and enter that code that's showing on screen. And I will wait for you to the other side and see see how many you are and see when we can play the game. So let's see. So here it is. You got the instruction, menti.com. You can scan the QR code. And when you're there, you can actually click that little like button on the bottom end corner and see who's there and who want to place. Okay, it's coming. I see at least 2 people now. Let's wait two minutes for people to join, 2-3 minutes. Yeah, 3. And then we can play a little game, just funny. Okay, I see 5 now. Okay, let's wait for 10, if I can. Otherwise, it's not a big deal. Everybody will see his name on screen or her name on screen. Okay, all right. So let's see. Yeah, 10 minutes to go. Yeah, we need to start. You can still catch up with us. Okay, so here let me focus and then move to the next slide. All right, so question number 1. Where are you from? So here on the map, you actually check and see if it's okay. Yeah, I don't see a lot of results. I'm just wondering if it's actually active. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. All right. All right. So by doing this session at 10 a.m. PT, you saw that a lot of more people coming from the US, but it seems like we have people staying late to watch the little demo and little talk. So thank you for people in India to stay with us up to now. Okay, so that's how it works, right? You enter item in your phone and you see the result over there. Okay, so now let's 7, 8 player. Okay, so now 5 question. Pretty simple, right? If you unfuzz fast, you get more points. All right, and we will see who was the fastest. Okay, so ready? All right, go. Question number 1. Okay, it's on your screen. What is the name of the vector database we use today? Astra DB, Pinecone, We Wait, or Victor? So I see Martial asking for the code. It's showing on screen. Menti.com, and you enter the code. It's at the very top of the screen. Okay, Astra DB. Yeah, this one was easy. Everybody was paying attention. Super happy about it. So let's see. But who was the fastest? Check your name on the screen. Okay. It seems like Vroom, as the name stated, was the fastest. Okay, 4 more questions to go. Are you ready? Let's go. Question number 2. Which company offer you the best of AI at work? Green, Clean, Glee, Glean, Gloops. Don't ask me to repeat. Hey, yes, it was Glean, indeed, which is both clean and green, but the name of the company is actually Glean, right? Okay, but we have 10 players now. We used to have 9. Okay, so let's see on the leaderboard. Love sites. Yep. That's our new. And yeah, Jean and Stuart just see. Okay, so Vroom still leading, but Nail it's just around the corner. So stay focused. It's coming. 10 player. All right, let's go. What framework can be used to orchestrate a generative AI application? Something that I show, obviously. Langflow, Langflow, Langchain, LangUlar.js. All right, okay. And both are okay. So Langflow is the UI framework I use in the for today. But Langflow actually leveraged Langchain, which is really the leading Python framework to orchestrate any AI pipeline. So everybody win. But who was the fastest? Winning, getting the proper answer is not enough tonight or to this morning, depending on where you are. Okay, yeah, we cannot do anything about Vroom. It's still leading. But look at that. Nail is okay, just behind, and 2 more questions to go. Who knows? Okay, question 4. How can we ingest custom data or structured data into Glean? With the ingesting API, indexing API, through the web UI, or salt and pepper? Yeah, I'm French. I can ingest everything. All right. Actually, there were a trick here. It was the indexing API, not the ingesting API. Hey, not all the question needs to be obvious, right? So let's see who deserves now to be on the leaderboard. Vroom again. It's too hard. We don't want Vroom to keep winning all the time, right? There's no competition now. And Neil is that, and Boaty Mac Boatface. You probably did not enter that name, right? It was auto-generated, I guess. Okay, last question. Everybody can still win. All right. how can we retrieve the data coming out of Glean now from the portal? So through the search API, through the web UI search, through the web UI assistant, we cannot. It's staying Glean and it's staying Glean. We cannot. Somebody tried to shoot a bullet in his foot, as we say in French. Through everything, actually. Glean is there and open a wide range of channels for you to interact with your data programmatically or directly with the UI. Okay, so who is our big winner for tonight? Oh, look at that, 1 millisecond difference. Okay, so we can say that Vroom was the fastest and cannot be challenged tonight. But hey, we are live multiple times a month. So next time, watch out a DataStax workshop. Register for the live and get your chance to win. Okay, a little time to wrapping up already. We will finish on time. That's great. What we have for you? Let's see. What we have for you. I think we do have a link to share maybe in the chat to learn more about Glean, and I can actually maybe copy paste there if you want, Jessica. With Astra is always the same. Astra.datastax.com. Get there, register, use the system for free, eventually become a customer, or at some time I need to be paid, right? You can use the database, you can use Langflow, you can use different AIs. There are an NVIDIA AI there for you available. So that's for the DataStax piece. And for Glean, well, the good part is starting with Glean.com, and get more about that. Get in touch with them. Get in touch with their team. And so let me see. Here. Just looking for a link or something. Okay, here it is. Okay, right. So you know what I would do? Super duper. Okay, here we go. And now you have a nice way to touch base with Glean. Just scan the QR code and bookmark the QR code, and you're good to go. Okay, and with that, it was the latest slide I had for you today. So it was a pleasure to be with you for about an hour, to have Jessica answering actually the question and everything on Glean in the chat. Maybe, Jessica, you want to say a word to close?
Yeah, absolutely, Cedric. This was such a fantastic demo. I think it really brings together the power of Langflow, Astra DB, and Glean together. And we are very, very excited for this partnership. And in particular, huge shout out to Cedric, who built this, demoed it live, as you clearly saw. And thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And maybe, go to workshop.datastax.com, see what's coming, register, and see you next time. Thank you very much. Have a good one, and bye.